Hi, you guys. I hear that it's time to start, John. This is Ginger Cook, and we're going to be doing an acrylic painting today. As you can tell, I'm wearing one of our new COVID masks that is made by our tea-string store. John's got his on too. I'm going to show you what the paintings from those were fun. We've got some fun ones here. We're going to talk about that. Since you and I are far enough apart, I think I'll take this one off now. Is that okay with you? And we'll get down to talking about who's going to be winning this painting. If you've been watching us live on our live shows Thursdays and Mondays at 5:30 Central Time, we've been giving away all year the painting from the videos. And so to somebody, a member of our audience that's watching us as we live stream this. So I hope that if you have seeing this later, that you'll make an effort to catch us, because there have been some other great gifties too. And wait till you learn about the tips and tricks of that we're going to show you. I don't know what we're painting quite yet because John hasn't told me. This is John's Pick Thursday, so let's all be surprised.
Ginger Cook, the queen of color, with a blazing brush at the speed of light, and a blank canvas, and a hearty yes and yes. The queen of color, Ginger Cook, and her sidekick, John Little, teach you to paint with acrylics. Hey Ginger, we're back. Hey, see my mask? What do you think? It's the puppy dog. Let me bring it over there so you can show the fans.
Yeah, John's going to bring it over. That's from this painting right here of the
Tank.
Tank. This is my actually portrait of my old dog Tank. There was a dog that I found that looked just like him. So anyway, this is an Academy tutorial, which we think is really cool. And you can see that look how good this mask came out. How beautiful. Look at the colors. It really captured that. We got these in the mail today. If those of you haven't looked at our masks, they're in the Quarantine Quickie section of the Teespring store. Here's the eye I was wearing, and here's the painting from that. Okay, and then I think this painting has already been is already gone. But
yeah, that was a Quarantine Quickie that was given away.
But it's this is probably the flower mask is one of my favorites. My two favorites are the dog and this. John and I fight over who gets to wear the dog. But anyway, they're fun and just something to kind of, if you got to go out and wear a mask anyway, why not have a wardrobe? What do you guys think, right? So
make it worthwhile. Make it worthy.
And of course, we're wearing our T-shirts from the Teespring store. I'm wearing the.
Yes, so our new uniform. The accounting department said we need to have a uniform now. Quit looking like slobs.
You always see me wear mine says you've got a Woody for art, and then there's this Woody station wagon, which I think is fun.
Mine is the cat did it.
And the
painter
John,
dog.
The painting that dog is also the Woody tutorial is in our Academy of Fine Art and Acrylic Painting, and John's painting is from a YouTube video on that dog. The dog did it, or the cat did it, right? So I'm going to put those away now, and let's do the unveiling. My goodness, what are we going to be painting today?
Oh, John, you're going to love it. You're going to love it.
John put out 3 possible backgrounds, and let's turn it over, you guys.
I like one of them.
Ooh.
Oh, I gave you the grid. And not knowing how you'd want to put it on, but the grid will be available to our members of the beginneracrylicartist.com, basic supporter and above membership.
So there's the grid part of this. Ooh, isn't that pretty? I'll tell you what I like about this, John. I like the yellow and blue here, and I like all these pretty blue flowers in the blue cloth. That's really nice.
Yeah, you notice I laid out your paints with all the blue in mind as well.
And then here's a kind of a larger version so that I can see it, which is nice. You can see this. I think that's really pretty. So I'll do a little editing on this for the purpose of the doing a live show. But I think if I were going to pick a background, this is going to be a little dark. This is like a Goldilocks. This I will have to. It's got a few spots. We can fix that. This is nice, but I might.
Tempting.
It's just tempting, but I think I'm going to go with this one.
That was my second one.
I'm going to go with that one because that's sort of in between. And that would have been done using burnt sienna and white. Jon would have done that background using burnt sienna and white. So I guess we'll take a, on something like this normally would take, this is a 6x8 canvas. This would be much better on a long, taller canvas. Does that make sense? So when you have a long photograph like this, you want to say this has got to be the top of my flower and this is going to be the bottom of my vase. So you want to make sure that that you don't, and I'm kind of looking at something kind of going like this, right, with the vase, like this. Here's my vase, okay, and something like that. Now, I'm not, on something this small, I'm not going to put this basket in, and this little object here is too, it's too generic, and so it wouldn't read well in a painting. It looks like one of those Amazon dot thingies, right? So
Yes, but it doesn't have the Yoda ears.
Yeah, they've got one now with Yoda ears. Isn't that cute? So here's my vase, and then I like all this fabric that's here, and I like all the folds in it, and I think I'll have the table here, and I think I'll just have some fabric coming over the end of this, like that. So you might see a little table, but basically you're going to see, let's bring this vase down a little bit lower even than I had it originally. So this is kind of how I'm kind of going to sketch this out. And then you've got your handle, and then of course the flowers are going to be coming up this way. We won't put the tall one in the center. We just won't put that one. They're going to come up this way. So now I'm pretty happy with that. I think that's pretty good how we're going to do that. So you're going, yeah, okay. Then what? Well, some of these flowers are darker than others, and so we're going to need to adjust the background a little bit. I'll put out a little bit of paint now. I'm going to start out with the titanium. I don't know if I need any zinc white, but I will start out with some titanium white. And let's see, I want some sort of brown color. I want kind of a beige color. This is a burnt umber, and I'm going to put a little, well, there's some up there, but I want a little of this right here. And what I want to do is just take some white in this color and make a lighter color here. Want something a little bit lighter and a little warmer. So let's put a little bit of yellow. This is yellow ochre in it. Well, no, this is azo yellow medium, so that's interesting. Let's put a little of that in there as long as I'm doing it. Put that out of the way. Okay. A little bit of that in there. Now a little bit more white. Okay. So I want to lighten up some of this around the flower, but I don't need all of it lit. All of it light. Does that make sense? Here's a little Art Sherpa round brush. No water on it. And I know that, for instance, that I want to come in here and add to this background that I've got. Even though we've already got a background, I want it a little bit lighter here, and I'll have a little bit of the burnt sienna, because I told you that's probably what that was. And take a little bit of white with that. So that, yeah, let's put a little bit of this yellow color with it there. Alright, so I've got to, again, I want some lighter colors here because some of these flowers are dark blue and they won't show up. So while I'm doing that, Jon, we got some moderators out there. I know Judy hasn't been getting a lot of sleep lately. She wasn't sure she'd be able to hang in there with us today.
Well, come on. We have people that always come in. We have Lynn from the Canadian section of our business, and Steffi, and Lynn, and Steffi, and Lynn, and Steffi, and Lynn, and Steffi live in. I'm going through. I thought Judy might have been in here earlier, but I might have missed her. Looks like we got those.
Well, hi, Lynn and Steffi, for sure, right? We got them.
Got them for sure. And we'd like to thank Alan for the donation to show Support Ginger Jon. I do, Judy, but it's true. Thank you, Mr. Alan from the UK.
Thank you, Mr.
The
Allen.
Yucca.
So something that you guys may not know, in our last auction, we told people that the highest bidders, the 3 highest bidders, and then we actually included that to include the people, you know, maybe some people didn't bid that much on one painting, but they bought a bunch of them. So the top actually turned out to be the top 5 bidders, regardless of what that
It was
was.
really the top 6.
Top 6 all have, you know, had the opportunity to have a telephone call with me, and I was able to wish one of them a happy birthday yesterday. We had a nice 45-minute call, and so anyway, we was able to do that, and it was really nice. I'll tell you what, I enjoyed it so much, John, getting to know people.
Well, it does.
And
I think it's a good idea. I think we may offer that again.
So if that was enjoyable, if you guys think that might be something you might ever be interested in, ooh, that's a little bit dark, isn't it? Let us know. Because I mean that was fun. I thought it was fun, and we accomplished a lot. So all right, so sort of made my own background at that point. You can see with these colors, but that's never hurts to have a second.
I like it.
Opinion. I want to take some yellow here, and just come up here and a little bit of this yellow, azo yellow medium, which is a pretty transparent color, as you can see. And I'll just put a little white with it. And I will go ahead and I can pretty much easily do that. Give at least a shot of this on here. I like it because he has such a fat little tummy, this vase. It's cute. It's a ceramic vase, very, very nicely done. And I'll put some more paint out when this is drying. Probably wouldn't normally paint. I'd use a ruby satin silver brush to do this part, but I had the brush was already dirty. So I thought, what the heck, right? So let's put out our blue paints and so forth. And if you're wondering where these labels came from, a wonderful gal named Elizabeth took some time to coordinate these with the names and the numbers of these Salvador paints with the
With their number.
With their number and for Avery labels. And we have these in our store. They're free. You have to buy the labels, but the list is free in the template. And somebody wrote and said, well, I couldn't find it. It's not on the front page. It's under the tab called Our Products. All right, that's where John's hidden this. I looked for it too, John. I understand why she had trouble finding it. John thinks it's totally logical.
I think I changed something on that. Wait a minute, let me go to the website real quick.
John, where did you hide it this time?
No, it's still under products, but I think I made it more prevalent.
Did you give it its own thing, like its own, like labels? Did you actually give the word labels?
Oh no!
That would be too logical.
That's silly. That's silly.
Okay, he thinks it's silly, you guys.
No, I didn't do anything yet. I thought about it though.
He thought about it. Well, this is good. You know, it's good to think about things. We appreciate that. There's the permanent blue violet. There's the ultramarine blue.
Too many websites. Too many things to do.
We have the big unveiling of the puzzle.
Oh, that came together. The village of Bacharach came through. We have that coming up. The boss there will show that a little bit later during a drying session.
There'll be a brand new set of Salvador paints going somewhere.
If you go to the store and just go to all the products, you'll find it in all the products until I get a chance to get more products up there and we can separate things.
So, you know, this is a sort of a, experimental website. So anyway, we have those there. And also the labels that we use for our other paints. You know, we're talking about the heavy body, professional paints and the large tubes. We have the labels for those too.
Which need to be updated.
Templates, the templates. The labels you can just get in our Amazon store. So this is the turquoise blue here. And here's, I think this is some sort of gold color. That's pretty. What is this? Yellow ochre. Okay. So that's good. A little bit of yellow ochre. And I don't see much in the way of greens, but we'll put out the greens. Here's this yellow green, which I like so much. You guys, you know that, right? Really love the yellow green. And I like the soap green is this really dark green, which I love. The soap green. So I'm going to just think about that. And then perhaps let's just do all of them here. Here's the deep permanent green, which is nice. I put that out, but I don't end up using that much. You've got to be careful not to get too much of a golf course green in your paintings. You normally have to tone down greens. So we'll just put a little of those out, and I'll just stick these out of the way up here. And And we got white, yeah? And let's do another little thing of white, like so. All right, we're good. Yes and yes? So, any questions so far?
Not that I've seen so far. I'm working on the giveaway thingy. The day got away from us for some reason.
Well, that happens. I can see where this background is dry enough. I have a couple of flowers, I've got some flowers that I want to put in here like this. I'm going to put in some of my darker blue ones first. These remind me of, I think these darker blue flowers are sweet peas, or some kind of sweet pea family. They look like, to me like that. And daisies. I think there's some daisies and maybe some, and who knows, it may not even be real flowers in the sense that the photographer may decide to take all these flowers and just turn them blue, which they can do, Be careful. Don't, when you're looking for photographs on the internet to paint, don't let that photography be your painting designer. Just because they threw the photograph, just because it's a photograph of something, doesn't mean diddly squat. You still have to understand design, placement, all that stuff. Okay? I think that's an important thing to talk about. Okay? I just need a few of these here before I put my daisies. And then the daisies will go on top here. And I want the sort of here's our lip of this. Okay, so that's what I've done so far. I'm going to take a pretty small brush, and we're going to go with some dark ultramarine blue. And we're just going to go ahead and paint the vase in. These angle brushes are so great, and people always say, where do you get your angle brushes? Well, a lot of different companies sell them. Jerry's Artorama and Dick Blick and stuff. But we have been recommending the
brush guys.
The brush guys. And the reason we do is because they reward our YouTube viewers. None of these big companies give a rip about you, as far as I can tell. They don't do anything. That you saw them on YouTube, they don't. I haven't seen any evidence that they care. Maybe they do, but I personally haven't seen it, right? But I can see, for years, the brush guys, even after they sold the company and we got some new brush guys, they kept their tradition going. I wasn't sure yet, but they kept their tradition going of, if you use my name, Ginger Cook, all one word, you get 5% off anything on their website. And you have to put it all one word in their checkout. And the other reason I recommend them is because not only do they have good prices to begin with, but their shipping charges are very reasonable. We had a gal in France get hers, and she paid $25 shipping, which I don't think is bad, coming all the way from California.
Just don't buy one brush.
Yeah, and maybe you can go in on it with somebody, and maybe if you've got some friends in the area. We did in our Facebook club recently, we did a kind of a poll. We said, where do you live? And people could put that they thought they might like a painting buddy or something, okay? And so that maybe there's somebody in your area that lives near you that that would go in make an order together, so that if you live in a country where it's going to be that shipping, if you go over, I don't know what the price is, over a certain amount, it's free shipping in the United States. That at least it was last time we ordered brushes, which was just the other day, free shipping. So, and again, we appreciate that very much. I think that's really very nice. That what they do that, because they're acknowledging that you have buying power and that you're worthy of that. How's that? They acknowledge your buying power and that you're worthy of some consideration. How's that? Does that make sense?
I think
some
it's perfect.
consideration. And I think you are too. And I think that's one of the nicer things about companies that Salvador Paints, is giving away paints twice a week, you guys, to our viewers that are watching us in live stream. you know, we do a random drawing of those that enter, and I mean, I think that's really nice. I haven't seen anybody else do anything like that, particularly. Maybe some other companies do, but nobody I know about. How's that? So, those are some, you know, kind of nice, you know, things to think about too. Yeah. This is a little of this primary cyan color that's going right on top of the wet ultramarine blue. Okay.
Sal says, I noticed that when Ginger uses tape to draw a straight line, or paint a straight line, she removes the tape before the paint is dry. Is there a reason for this?
In theory, you can dry it with a hair dryer, just let it dry naturally and take the tape off.
I would think it would be possibly of appeal because it's plastic. And
It's plastic. Sometimes it might want to catch the other stuff.
yeah, I would take it off while it's wet myself.
Yeah.
Unless there's a reason not to.
But, you know, here's the thing. If you've got a little, you know, some of these little canvases, try it both ways and see what happens. I think I err on the safe side. Does that make sense? Want to err on the safe side of doing that?
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, so, I mean, I would say that was
I
probably
can't
more
say that
the
I've ever
reason.
seen any of our lessons where the paint has been peeled up.
Yeah,
We haven't had a problem either way. I know sometimes she's dried it and other times she hasn't. But the
Okay.
norm to me, especially if it's a thickly applied paint, I would peel it off when it's wet.
Yeah, just, you know, and
Because
always try to do it, if you can remember, in the opposite direction you put it down. That's never a bad idea.
So the question tonight is, how long is the ideal length for a tutorial? Not a YouTube show, one of our regular tutorials. And we're asking that because we have done some that are 5 hours, 9 hours, 7 hours.
Because they're big, long videos. And
They're big,
show you
long.
however long it took me, that's how long the video is.
I mean,
right?
yeah, we don't cut anything out. So we would just like to know, what's a better size? You know, what is the size that fits you best?
Yeah. I would say that that's a reasonable, you know, thing.
Because we do some that are very short, hour, hour and a half.
And so
But those tend to be the 1 and 2 cookies, whereas when we get into the 4 and boxo cookies, they're long.
I think that's to dry. Okay, so we got the first layer on the vase, yeah. So now we'll go up here, our first layer. Let's take a little bit of this violet and turquoise blue and make a, let's see, let me just rinse my brush. Now I'm changing colors. So let's take this brilliant blue and a little violet. And let's see, what color do we get here? What color is that? I want a little red in that, permanent red violet. Let's try that.
What, you got a problem, my queen?
Well, I probably don't, because I've got a little pokey thing on the other end of this cap. See there? I got a little pokey thing on the other end of this cap. So I'd have no problem. There are no problems
That
here.
was a great addition they did for us on that. Oh, speaking of Salvador plates, I'm glad you brought that up. The coupon code is once again working. I noticed today they had them listed at 17 and change. With a coupon code, you can get this set for under $15. The link is in the description below, and the coupon code is there. So make sure you give that a try.
Nice.
International code right now, as of today, is not working, but it will be working again shortly.
Okay, my
It had expired, and she's going to reactivate it for us.
Our best color right now for these flowers, I tried mixing it, but the really best is this turquoise blue for the darker ones. Back here, these ones. There is a little bit of purple in them, which I'd like to be able to put, but I don't think this is bad. And
Shirley makes a good comment. Doesn't matter to me for the overall time, but I like the 30-minute episodes. That's what I shoot for. It depends on the queen and where I can cut it.
yeah, we try to do that. We do.
I
John
try to
really
do
does.
between 20 and 30 minutes.
Yeah, he does. He tries to, get that to happen. And
I appreciate you all putting comments in here, but if you go put it in the form, even if you don't want to win something, that's in a database for me that I can reference later and see how the totals are. Would be great. I can't come back through all this. Oh, sorry, Judy. You did raster sizer versus the raster baiter. I apologize. Old eyes.
I'm missing something here. You guys must be talking.
We were talking about how to enlarge it. When we do the bigger paintings and I cut them up into pieces for you, what program I used. Well, Judy uses raster sizer, which apparently that's a charging one, and I use the free one because I'm all about cheap.
But John, I never see you as a cheap person. I want you to know that. I don't see you. I know you say that, but I really don't see you as a cheap person. I see you as somebody that is frugal, but I don't see you as cheap. And if you can make something work for free, then you're not interested in paying for it, right?
Right.
But you'll pony right up to, for instance,
Well,
if John
true.
wants to learn something about something on the internet, he's the first one to pay for it.
Yeah.
He'll absolutely, he values the education, he'll pay for it. Because he understands, his time's worth a lot. People, his time's worth a lot, and I think that makes a difference too. I could put the handle in here, but there we go. This is a very relaxing painting to do, John, I gotta say.
Well, I thought you might enjoy this one. It took me a while to find it.
Well,
I was debating between this and a couple other ones, but I just felt like it was a blue day, blue wild day would be good. Wildflowers are always a favorite.
now let's get back to this darker orange color. Let's put a little bit of the red in it.
Sue says, I don't care how long your tutorial is, I can always press the pause button and continue later. I prefer them being more detailed rather than less. Well, we don't cut anything out. You get every mistake Ginger makes, you get to see it and how she fixes it.
And we always tell you to do it first. I mean, we feel like it's just, I think that, when you watch people do stuff on TV, I don't care if they're building a house or whatever, they just magically hammer nails, nobody hits their finger, everything just goes so peachy for these people. Just, nothing goes peachy for everybody all the time. Yeah, but
how much editing are they doing?
Sometimes I think it can make a difference if you want, when you might want to consider a not, maybe it's just the painting is a flop and screw it, just do something else. There's that. You've got to give it a little of that. That can happen. And sometimes you're going to finish it, but sometimes the thing that before you, say, oh, can't finish this, consider the advantage of personal art coaching, where you can send it to me.
At any step.
At any step, you can just.
See, it always surprises me. We tell you people this all the time. At any point during the painting process, you can send it. They send it in when it's done, and they have a glaring error that when they drew it in, they shouldn't have. It shouldn't have been there.
Or, maybe picked a photo that just is never going to make a good painting.
That's the other choice.
Like, for instance, when I was first learning to paint, one of my favorite things was to get, say, a Sierra Club calendar, paint something like that, right? Because, I always thought they were pretty, the Sierra Club calendars, right?
Yeah, they are pretty.
And, but they'd have these pictures of water rushing, and they'd do the stop thing. If you paint a waterfall like that, it's never going to look like a waterfall in your painting, and it's not how well you painted that rushing water. It just isn't going to do it. Does that make sense? So, you
have to know how to interpret it to make it, to convey the message.
Yeah, you really do. You really do have to have that. Okay, so I'm going to put the...
I do the rasturbator without math. I put in a number and get a size. You guys are overthinking this. Go watch my latest video on it.
How would they find that latest video, John?
That's on the Tech Bear. Go to YouTube and just search the Tech Bear and you'll see a picture of Sammy.
Okay, the Tech Bear, huh? That's what they should go see, right?
That's who they go see.
Okay.
May I ask Ginger, what was the best ever thing she ever painted? It's from Alan. What's the very best thing you've ever painted? Well, I don't know. We got some really good ones.
Got some really good ones.
That's a tough one.
That's a tough one.
I like the books. Now, the books was good. And then that one we just did, the Alba puzzle, that was another brilliant one.
Yeah, that was...
even the last one we just did for the Bacharach puzzle.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
That was a good one, too.
There's been so many, and I don't say this to be conceited, but there's been a lot. And
we've been hitting them out of the park lately.
That I particularly liked. And let's see, I think my little fingers got dirty there. Did that.
Oh, this isn't a finger painting, didn't I tell you?
Yeah, so let's just...
let's just erase that.
Let's just erase that.
All gone.
Then maybe what we ought to do is that I've got my tub of towels. I don't talk about these very much. They sent us a bunch and then quit sending them. But if I got to share these with you. I don't care whether they give to me or not. These, if you need to get paint off your hands and not ruin your hands, and these are environmentally friendly. These tub of towels are the best. They were pretty hard to get during COVID. That was almost impossible. Talking about it. We had one lady that, honest to God, Alan, you won't believe this. She did sat on a tube of red paint and got it all over acrylic paint, got it over a white chenille bedspread, and the tub of towels got the paint out. And I wouldn't have given you a bet for that, but they really do clean up nicely, and they clean your hands, and they're lovely. And just one of those things that over the years, I mean, I remember one time I found some things called Viper wipes that had like a poisonous snake on the front.
And they were probably very poisonous to use.
And oh yeah, and the odor from those was incredible. And then when I put the rag in the, it was like one of these things that you pull out like this. And when I put it in the plastic wastebasket, it just kept eating its way through the wastebasket.
It makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Sometimes you just, some things are not. The poisonous snake on the front probably should have been my first clue. It's kind of desperate to get stuff off. But these have been, and you can use like a nail brush and soap, but that's kind of hard on your hands. And these are just lovely, see? And they just kind of help you keep things fresh and clean. So just
And we
saying
understand
that.
they can even be used for cleaning the house.
Yeah, they're really designed for house cleaning, but
That's just so silly.
yeah,
Who has time for that?
yeah, but they do work, right?
Does it take the acrylic off your fingernails?
No.
How would you know you don't polish your fingernails?
Other people have told me, but I don't think it does.
Okay. Okay, just wanted to make sure you weren't talking out of turn there. Can you move your color wheel back a little bit because it's giving me a shadow?
Sure.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I just want a little bit of something a little bit darker down in here.
Tub of towels is great for cleaning the grime off a patio door handles. So somebody actually uses them for cleaning? That's just silly.
Extraordinary, isn't it?
That's just silly.
Just so interesting. They do, John. I mean, who would think it, right?
That's a waste of a tub of towel.
Yeah, let's get some of these lighter yellows out here. This is some kind of Aza lemon.
I just kind of put out the colors I thought you might like.
I like this light. That's pretty, isn't it? See, you just add. Isn't that interesting? Then you got to kind of blend that in. Just sort of stomp it if you can. Sometimes you can just push it in if you're not sure how to make that work. Just kind of stomp it in. The other white paint there. It still looks a little bit. I think I want a little bit of this color here. That brighter. There you go. Something like that. I like the yellow on this vase. I thought it was pretty. All right, let's go for some green. Put some stems in now. And it just I think we'll do the dark soap.
Kim says, my dogs busted a hole in the tube of their Australian sienna, then shared it among the 3 dogs. 1 rug and 1 dog bed. Tub of towels literally saved the day. So
Wow.
yes, dog proof.
Wow.
Is there a way to get paint off of clothes? Don't put it on. No, no. Once it lets you do it immediately, it's there.
Well, yeah, and but still, they do clean up. The other thing you can do is that you may not know this is that alcohol. You know those little alcohol wipes they put, those little square things, and they rub it on your skin before you get a shot. You can buy those at the drugstore really cheap.
Yeah.
And if you're trying to erase something on your painting and it's dried a little bit, if you'll rub your brush on one of those little pads, and a clean brush on one of those pads, and then it'll let you erase a layer that's already dried. Now be careful, because you can go all the way down to the bare canvas. But that's one of the ways that people just don't know that, John.
Well, they do now. You spilled the guts.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's it. And then, John, do you have that cap that we did? Where's that cap that we were going to show you guys? That neat cap.
What cap?
The one that you soaked in that alcohol.
Oh, I have no idea where you put it.
Well, I don't either. But we had this cap that was all gunked up that couldn't use anymore. And John soaked it overnight in rubbing alcohol, and all the acrylic came right off of it, and looked like a brand new cap.
It certainly does.
I mean, it was neat, right?
It was very neat. Where do you find tub of towels?
Hardware store. They're in our store on Amazon. Hardware
Amazon has them. Walmart has them. Hardware stores have them.
And when we have a link to them in our store, right?
You get them everywhere.
Yes.
Everywhere and anywhere.
Again, they got to be really. They kind of disappeared during the COVID thing.
Yeah.
But cookie. I'll tell you, no, things are getting better because the Scottish shortbread cookies are back on Amazon.
Oh, it's been a long time, people.
I mean, they were just.
They were going, hey, we'd like to thank Liz for the donation that came in through the PayPal system.
Oh gosh, thank you so much,
Thank
Liz.
you, Miss Liz.
We so appreciate that.
Very sweet of you.
I'm going to take a little of this light green here. There was a little bit of this on this vase that was pretty. I just noticed it now, so we'll put it in. There. A little bit of, sometimes just the strangest little bits of color can be very nice. So we're going to use our light green now, maybe with a bit of yellow in it. Come up here and do some light green. We did the dark
Walmart
green.
in Canada carries them in the auto department.
Yeah,
That's probably where they probably do it.
Well, they're really nice. I mean, they do clean up all kinds of stuff, and I can't say enough nice things about them. But they're just one of those things where I feel like they invented them for me as an artist, because I needed something like that. And
Tub of towels on Amazon right now, according to Judy's, at $98.
Are they?
Yes. It's only a, $10, $20 item?
Yeah. Don't do that, please. Wait till they go on sale again.
Just waiting to go back to normal.
But we got the shortbread. I'm excited about that. Sorry to tell you that, Judy, because I know you're dieting and would love to adjust.
But we'll have yours instead.
We're gonna eat.
We will eat yours and let you know how it is.
Yeah, because we don't want you to feel deprived, so we're going to do that.
We're team players.
We're team players. Now, this needs to dry for just a second, but I'd like these flowers to be a bit brighter. So I'm going to put a little bit of some light and dark in there, like that. I'm going to it's going to have, nothing's just ever one color, right? So, if you need contrast, make some. Yes?
John, you are not serious. I'm always serious. I never joke around.
So see, already they look a little brighter. I didn't add any white, I added dark. Little piece of trivia.
You added a contrasting color.
Yeah, so this is what we did. Absolutely. So, I think that's kind of nice. And let's see what else we got here. The next thing I want to, let's see if I can still probably do white on some of these, though they will just, just again, you just sometimes when you're doing stuff like that, you gotta figure that paint dries darker, right? All right, so now those are brighter, yes and yes. Now we've got 3 colors on there. Okay, so now I've got some daisies that have to go in here. So, and they're kind of blue, so maybe I can do a little one right here. I've got a little tiny daisy. You are too big. You are too big. This brush is too big to do a daisy. What can we do? We need a littler brush. This would be a good time to use a one of the paint pen, one of this Posca paint pen. Let's try that. You could use a brush, but let's do a Posca paint pen. What do you guys think? Yeah, we're gonna. So I'm shaking this up. Let me show you. I know. I promised you the puzzle reveal. I know you've been waiting. When's she gonna show it to us? She said she was gonna show it to us. When? All right, now. All right. So, as you know.
Oh, wait. I gotta change my screen.
We're gonna show the picture first.
Well, I gotta change my screen. I gotta move over. I gotta zoom out. I gotta do things.
Yeah, go ahead and do things, John. We're gonna show the big picture, right? This was the actual. This is my actual painting that John did the puzzle from.
Yeah, that's what we shot and made a puzzle out of.
And he made a puzzle out of this.
And this is for the Baccarat people.
Yeah, for the Baccarat Puzzle Club, and then. The puzzle, the painting actually, the full tutorial for the painting has been released. It's in our store, available, or it's
Wave
in our
and Water.
Wave and Water class. If anybody wants to, Wave and Water members have it. And this is probably, it's a box of cookies. It was quite a challenging puzzle. All right, so what John did, here's the actual. Here's the photo of my painting, smaller, okay?
Let me zoom.
So here's the photo of my painting, smaller.
Got it.
And here's our puzzle. And how many people participated in it?
It was 84. It's 84 pieces.
Isn't it pretty? It has this almost stained glass look to it, doesn't it?
It really does.
It's gorgeous. You guys got to be so proud of that, We already had a painting, so this had to be a little bit different. And it's really beautiful. And John will have... We'll have the coffee mug for that, and
have coffee mugs, T-shirts, posters,
and all that stuff for next week. Well, John wanted to make sure that we had everybody's piece and name correctly, because the names go.
Yeah, the names have been posted on the website now with their piece number.
Make sure that
we're correct. And I have some final touches to do on this, and then we'll after I got to make sure everybody's okay with everything that's done, and then we'll finalize the products.
And they'll be available, right? But this was really fun, and we just think that for our second time we ever did this, and this puzzle thing came about because
we were all stuck together.
Well, we were sitting there in the quarantine, and one of this Dalai Lama or somebody said, "You got to have fun, you guys. Try to have fun." And we thought, well, what can we do as a group? It doesn't have to cost anybody any money. It's got to be free, that we all could have fun with. And so John figured he could do I don't know how many people per puzzle. We've done one already, which was the books. And this is our second one, and so the third puzzle project should go much quicker because we have a better way of figuring out who's in what. And if you've already done a puzzle project and want to sign up for a second one, that's fine. We don't mind. You can do as many as you like. You only do a piece that's like 2 inches by 3 inches. That's all you're painting.
Yeah, but you're going to paint it on a 6x8.
But you paint it on a 6x8. Oops, I just lost the cap. It fell on the floor. I guess I'm okay.
I don't want you touching that yet. Back up.
You see the cap?
Yeah, because we can't keep that up. Excuse us for a moment, people.
I can use my picker-upper.
Do you see it?
It's right here. I've got one of these picker-upper things. If something falls on the floor, I can't say enough about that. Voila, the cap. Be impressed. Okay, so...
But do put the cap back on that brush thingy.
Listen, if you don't put the cap... Oops, it wants to spring right off. If you don't put the cap on...
And click
it, you can spray paint clear across the room, which is you never want to do.
And it will also dry out the tip.
And it'll dry out the tip. So, all right, so I'm still shaking that now. Here's what the...
this is what a poster looks like from the first puzzle.
He's going to back out. Here's the poster that John went ahead and ordered from the first puzzle. This was our first puzzle from you guys. Isn't this cool? And we got the poster of it. And again, we have the painting tutorial of this too, of the actual painting. But I think that, what was interesting about this was there were so many lines that had to be, look at how these books are all lined up. It was tricky.
So that was a little bit easier for you guys to do because you had actual lines, whereas on the Ginger's painting, it was all trees and brush, and so you didn't really have a good line to go by.
So we've kind of learned a little bit. So the next thing we'll have some more reference points, which we think will help. So that's our next puzzle. So anyway, that's what we've got so far. And so you can see, again, here's the painting, and here's the puzzle. And I think the puzzle reminds me of stained glass, like jewels.
Yeah, it does.
It's really pretty. You guys did such an amazing job. All of you, so proud of you. And thanks for playing. That was fun. The other thing, I'm waiting for that to dry. One of our best successes, you guys probably know by now, some are new that are just tuning into this channel. Our main focus is our Academy of Fine Art and Acrylic Painting, where we teach people everything from beginner to advanced art stuff. Our most successful tutorial this summer has been this gal with the guitar, one of our older dead artists for the
ODGs.
ODGs, we call them. And so many of you have done this and done a phenomenal job on this, and people have wanted to do this. I'm very excited that this was so well received. We know not every lesson is for everybody. And I want to show you, we were going to release the roses this week, but instead John had already started this before I talked to him. So this is our newest release.
Misty Mountain Villa, I think is what it's called. Misty
Mountain Villa, I think is the name of this. Misty Mountain Villa. And kind of somewhere in Europe in this old kind of winery villa thing. And anyway, that's the tutorial. It felt like fall to me. Some of you are in fall or maybe wanting to have fall. This is, again, our newest tutorial. We'll have that released before the weekend.
Yes.
Yes and yes, right?
Yes,
so
and
again,
yes.
our Academy of Fine Art and Acrylic Painting
that one's
video lesson
just about
library,
to be released.
Right?
Yep.
And so anyway, that's our newest one. I knew you'd be excited to see that.
You have the Wave and Water one there too?
And the Wave and Water is, let me get that. This month's, no, I don't have it.
Ah,
I don't have
who's in charge of giving you that stuff?
I know, but I don't have it unless you want to move some of this before I bend something.
Yeah,
Probably should clear all that out. John's going to clear all that. I'll put my stuff back here and working on we still have to put the daisies in. All right?
Let me just put
We
these
have
over
the
here.
Wave and Water Masterclass. It's sometime during the month, every month it gets a new painting. And we got a lot of comments about the Azores and when John and I went last year, and the waterfall. And so this is a newest update. This is our waterfall from the Azores, and it replaces an older waterfall painting I had that we retired, a tutorial. And again, you've got the azaleas and the waterfall. And again, this is a Wave and Water Masterclass.
That's got a lot of good information on blending,
greens,
and also the greens, and also getting the contrast right.
Yeah, this is really a nice one. And so that's the you think about that. That's, if you can't go on vacation right now, you can paint one, right? So anyway, that's our Wave and Water Masterclass. And again, we figure that you don't have to be a master artist to start, but if you paint nothing but water for a while, you're going to get really good at it. There, how's that?
That's really what it's all about.
So I'm going to go ahead and, I think my pen has been aptly, let's see if I've shaken it up now, and I was going to punch it, and that's supposed to release see if it works. I think it's important that, the regular Posca pens are terrific, so for some reason, this one, John, is, I'm not getting any paint out of it, so you know what, that's fine.
I'll have to look at that after the show.
We'll do the old-fashioned way. We'll just use a brush, which we know
Oh,
how to
that's
do that.
so silly.
I know. We'll just use a small angle brush. And And we're going to start with our first daisy up here like this.
I'd like to thank Alan for the donation. Please support Ginger and Jon. They helped me. Please support them. It's true. Great tuition in Academy, and you won't regret joining. Thank you, Alan. Using the Super Chat. Super Chat through YouTube.
And if you guys want to go to our website, and you'll see, I think we have a link somewhere. If you want to donate on our website, we've got...
or you can just use gingercooklive.gallery/donations.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, we did have one come through from Phyllis. Thank you very much, Phyllis, through the PayPal system.
Yeah. And remember, the actual reference photo for this painting is going to be in the
beginneracrylicartist.com website.
That's where it's going to be, yeah.
And that should be up by tomorrow, if my young lad is... I have him running crazy right now, so we'll have to see how that goes. He usually gets right on these, though. Judy did make a comment earlier. I should repeat that when you go to Amazon and you look for the product, make sure you check the pricing, because some people, going back to the tub of towels, the normal price he had was like $12. Some are trying to get their child through college. So check your prices. They list other people that will sell them as well. So just look around and make sure you got the best deal.
Yeah, there's some real price gouging on, and it's disgraceful on Amazon that people have taken advantage of the COVID situation and are overcharging on an awful lot of things, and you almost have to. Some things, I mean, I understand you can't get some things, and maybe you have to wait. That's fine with me. I don't mind that, right? If you've got to wait, that's fine. But the ones in front are bigger, you guys, the little daisies in front.
Go to the side view.
That kind of a side view of this one. I think it's very nice about daisies. I don't know, they're just kind of warm, fuzzy plants.
We are moving the downloads over to gingercookstore.com right now. We have our village set over there, and we do have that one wave in water, and other ones are being moved over even as we speak.
We're doing it. Takes a while. Just to make it easier, because we found it was an easier site to manage.
Yes, there's a lot easier. It's what the future will look like, and it's going to be a lot better. We're trying to get everything over there for 2021. We'll all be under one roof. We're not positive on what domain name we're going to use yet, but don't worry, you'll have links to it, and everything will be redirected to it once we figure out what we're doing.
A few little highlights here and there. See, there's our daisies. And
it's really looking nice. It's got good color.
yeah, the colors, John, I tell you what, the colors in this are really pretty, aren't they? Just sort of this, they're really nice. I'm very impressed with how nice the colors are. And I want this brighter orange center on these. Yeah, little yellow centers on the daisies. That's kind of cute too, right? Yes and yes. And of course, none of my paintings would be complete without a few petals lying somewhere, right? That might have fallen. So usually what happens to my flowers end up on the bottom of the table. It's kind of all in pieces. But who's discussing that now? No.
Not me.
Not me, right? We're not discussing that, right? So I see now that I think I need another little flower up this way.
Hey, we'd like to thank Mickey for the donation that came in through the PayPal system.
Well, thank you very much. Very nice. Thank you. Very kind. And yeah. All right. So there's now what's fun about this is in that I'm going to, again, get the reference photo over here so you can see it. You see in the picture, the flowers are kind of blue. Do you see that? Guys see that? The flowers, they're the white flowers,
Yeah.
are blue, where mine are very white and kind of in your face. So
what are you going to do about that?
So what we need to do is glaze them, which means that
I knew it.
I know you did. And what we need to do is glaze them. So we need the few little bit of white highlights, and then I'm going to have to dry them with the dryer.
Uh-oh.
And you've got to get ready to show people something about something.
Well, I can have a moment of calm.
Which is not a bad plan, John. Calm is good.
Calm is always good. It depends if it's going to play right. Who knows?
We don't know. These are all just up in the air. I mean, who feels calm these days? I hope you do. So let's see. I want this a little bit darker bit on the center.
David would like to know, Ginger, is the blue on the vase a mix or straight?
Well, I started off with the ultramarine blue, and then I found the next one up there was the primary cyan was pretty good. Pretty much played with the primary cyan, and then I went to the turquoise blue in a couple places on the cloth. But pretty much, I'd say we're pretty happy with that, right? And I think I probably could want to do a little bit more on this up here. I think I'll bring this off.
What was the size of the prints you did? The ones that Ginger showed, those were just 8.5 by 11. The actual puzzle you guys put together was a 24 by 36, I think.
Yeah.
And then her actual painting was, I think, half of that. I scanned hers in and blew it up. And I took that big 24 by 36 and broke it into 84 pieces. That was a fun one. Third one will be coming out, and it's going to take me a while because I want to rethink how we want to do it, but I know how I'm going to go out and address getting the villagers. It's going to be done differently.
Yeah, the third one isn't going to take anywhere near so long. How many hours does it take you to put one of those together?
Well, the actual putting the puzzle together was a little over an hour after it was all assembled. And each assembly piece, each row was about 25 minutes.
And 7 rows?
And 7 rows. So it was about a 4 or 5 hour project.
Okay, for John. Okay, so I want to dry this, and then I'm going to glaze those flowers, okay? And so John's going to do a moment of calm here while I do that.
We're going to try that. All right, here we go. 30 seconds. Okay, now we're back.
So, all right, so you can see where I've dried this, yes and yes.
Now somebody asked
you want to back out a little bit, John, because somebody asked.
Okay, wait, I got to change that. You think the stuffy staff would do things while I'm gone, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Well, they didn't.
You moved the poster. If that's okay.
Okay. Well, you want the poster back?
Well, I'm going to show this, right? The big painting, right?
Yeah.
Here's what this is the actual video lesson library painting of the book look like. Of the books. This is the actual lesson. And that's...
Okay, hold on a second.
That's probably the biggest one we do. Remember what size this is, John?
20 by 24, I believe.
20 by 24. Yeah, this is a big one. And then this is the poster that we have available that you can order. That's
it's a 20 by...
That's 20 by 24 too. So you can kind of see. Can you see that? You see how close they came? Don't you think so? And,
I think they did an amazing job.
There's the so I think you could be.
No, it's an 18 by 24.
18 by 24 is
Yeah.
the poster? Okay. I think it would be reasonable to say,
Yeah.
to speculate, reasonable to say that if you able to paint this, you might want to give this one a try. What do you think, John?
Oh, I think so.
I think that you know you're getting it. So I mean, it's kind of neat. And this is probably what we call a box of cookie lessons.
Yes, that is a box of
And
cookies.
But
Box of cookies
again,
and a glass of milk.
this is getting framed. We have a really beautiful frame for this, and this is getting framed, hung in our house, which we really, it's one of my favorites. I made that. All right, so now I've got some glazing medium here. Satin glazing medium from Golden. You can use gloss. Problem is that then it leaves a shiny spot unless the whole painting is gloss. So satin works for a little better. And
it'll go gloss if you put a gloss varnish on for the final.
yeah, it'll gloss fine. And let's see if I've got this. Let me just make sure that it's clear, the cap's clear. You don't need much. I mean, this is overkill. I would buy a little bottle like this, probably last year, as much as you'd need it, you know. But anyway, we got the big bottle, and then I want a clean brush, and I'll take some, let's see, if I look at this, I just want a very light blue color, so maybe this a brilliant blue in here, and I'm going to go ahead and glaze over these flowers. I think a little bit more glazing medium. I don't want to think quite that much here. I'm going to glaze these flowers over.
And that is how you get the baby light blue.
Yeah, otherwise you can't really get this kind of baby light blue color. And allows you to get your highlights on the, here we go. Okay, so there's that. Now if I want something a little stronger than that, I might take some of that turquoise blue in this. Maybe say I want this a little bit darker on this side of this flower. If you get too much, you can just kind of wipe it off, but I think I wanted this a little bit darker here and a little bit darker underneath here. You can do kind of more. Here we go. There we go. Now, okay, so there's our blue flowers. And you see, we've got, you know the painting, if you like this, Van Gogh did these blue cornflowers. It's in our academy. It's a great lesson. Van Gogh, the blue vase and these cornflowers. It is really wonderful. This kind of reminds me very much of that. So if you're looking for something that might go with that, think about that. Here's the white now. Look at the white right on top. Now you see where we've got the, see how dramatic that can be. So here's the titanium white. We're just gonna see a couple of these are a little brighter. Just that big one and maybe this one here. Just down here like that. Maybe make this one a little bigger. And I think I want a little brighter one. I'm going to change this flower here. Originally was not a daisy, but I think because it's against the vase. Does that make sense?
You had too much of the same blue.
Too much of the same color. And I'll just put a little glazing medium with my color and see what that does. That kind of worked too, didn't it? Okay, right, so I've got that. And then we'll do a little bit of, if I drop the yellow on top, right like that, it should be okay. Can drop a little drop of that yellow. And this one had the flowers coming down on top, the flower petals kind of, this was the back of this flower, and then these petals came over the back like this, which is, a little picky, but here, let's do that. Flatten this out, bring this petal this way. And then we had, here, let's use this green. We had a green stem that went here, like that. Let's got some yellow. Remember, you can mix colors right on your canvas too. Yes and yes?
Absolutely.
Okay, so those weren't in the picture, but they are now. Those little bit of leaves, right? And everything doesn't, Here, let's do a little bit of this green right here on this flower. And I think this little flower needed a stem. This is kind of, I think this is sort of a fun one. I think you can have, you know, play a little bit more with this. Yeah? It's sort of a, you know, for me it's...
Now remember, if you want an opportunity to possibly win this in our drawing, make sure you enter post haste.
It's just about done here, you guys.
She's putting on her final touches.
Final touches, the last little hooky-do things.
Last little hoorahs.
Little hooky-do things, right? Did you guys ever say that, hooky-do things?
No, I've never said hooky-do things.
Yeah,
Does the top daisy on the right need a stem? Top daisy on the right.
Well, here, it got one.
Oh, we got one. You know, there's a little bit of a lag.
Yeah, it definitely got one.
Yeah, it was floating a little bit earlier.
Yeah, it definitely got one, and this guy got one. This flower got one. So there we go. This is, I think that's kind of sweet. Just sort of different. And,
I think it's another stroke of brilliance, my queen.
oh, thank you. Do a little bit of a highlight on the,
Let's see how many entrees we have, and so let's see how the voting's been.
how'd you guys do?
Let's just take a quick peek at some of the numbers. Three, 2.5 to 3, 1.5, 2, 3. It looks like a quick glance going through this without compiling it. It looks like 2 to 2.5 is the sweet spot. And most likely broken up into 30-minute segments.
Okay.
Which makes, again, that's what I target. I target 20 to 30, sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less, but no, 2.5 is getting pretty, yeah, 2.5 to 3 looks like the most popular. We'll compile that out and see what we have. Oh, we've got 325 people want this painting.
All right, well, excellent, because you, here it is.
Here it is.
Like that. To put some that bright yellow on it. That was the Azo yellow lemon. And look how nicely that made a highlight on that, right?
I tell you, you got some great colors in there.
You wouldn't think that there'd be that many great ones, but look, there's just a little bit of this, you know, the yellow.
Well, you get so many of them right from that Salvador kit without having to mix anything.
Yeah,
it's ready to go.
That's a beautiful kit. I mean, just absolutely really nice and
you open and go.
Easy to use. And I would say that this is if you let's just take a quick look, real quick. I think we kind of captured it, don't you think?
I think you did better.
The
lighting on that photograph, I had to even brighten that up. I had to work with that a little bit.
Yeah, the original photograph was really dark.
Yeah.
You know, but again, the reference photo and the grid on how to put it in. If you wanted to put this basket in, I sure wouldn't put this thing in here. I would just not have it.
I wouldn't have it either.
You know, I wouldn't put anything else in.
I'm not even really sure if it needs the basket, really.
I think
what is the basket? Bring the picture back for a second. What is the picture? What is the basket doing?
It just, you know, for me, it makes a triangle here if you like this piece, but without this piece, basket kind of doesn't even work. It just sort of takes away from all this. The fun part about this was the simplicity of the blue and the in the flowers and the yellow vase and the contrast. That
exactly.
To me was the fun part of this. So go ahead and start drawing for this.
I am drawing.
Okay. And now that I've got my little Posca pen out, I can lighten something. A couple of places that I wanted to lighten. There we go. Just every once in a while you can just add something like that and it's fun. Yes. Yes and yes. Put the famous red slash through it. And this is gonna
this is gonna go all the way to New York.
New York, huh?
Winner of the blue flowers. Is this person here?
Who is that person here? Who won it, John? I'm curious.
This person right here. winner of the blue flowers is Heather Sherman.
Oh, well, congratulations, Heather. This is way cool. I'm glad you got it, and I think that's really, I think this is a fun one. I think you guys are going to have fun painting this. Who's going to win the Posca, not Posca, but the Salvador paint set, which is the 24 colors plus the extra large tube of white, and the palette, the sponge, there's 12 brushes, and a little palette knife in the kit. And right now, as we told you before, they've got it on sale on Amazon.
So less than $15 with a coupon for the U.S.
In the U.S., if you use our coupon code, which is a deal. I mean, it's a lot of paint for what you get. You see how long, and Jon just does all these. What we do with the leftovers is make all these beautiful canvases to paint on. Just, which is neat. And I think it's a bang for your buck. It's terrific. So anyway.
This is going to go to...
this one. Let me just move this because this is what we're talking about now, right?
Oh, I couldn't even begin to say the name. It's going to Romania, though.
Romania? Oh, my gosh.
And I can't begin to even...
Didn't know we had anybody. We probably don't have 10 people from Romania. Probably 1 or 2, I bet.
I know Turkey, we've only got 1.
So we don't know. Congratulations, Romania. That's so exciting. Isn't it neat that we even are talking like this, right? I love it that people from all over the world watch our show, and we appreciate you guys. We appreciate the comments that you leave when the video's over and you come back and make comments about the show and how what you liked and didn't like. This is important. Your feedback is valuable and important to us. We appreciate the fact that you've decided to expand your art career. So many of you and join the Academy and take advantage of personal art coaching. Be just part of this family of artists, and we share this regardless of everything else. We share this love, and I think that's important. So you figured out who it was now, Jon?
Yes, it's Dana. Wait a minute, Dana Leitchi. Dana Leitchi. That's the first name. Crina. No. No. C-R-I-N-A.
C-R-I-N-A, Crina.
Crina. Well, I did have that right then.
Okay, Dana Crina, congratulations. You have won the Salvador paint set going all the way to Romania. How amazing is that? We want to thank Salvador for doing that. That was just absolutely great. We hope you guys enjoyed our week of tutorials. But, if you remember, the hamburger's already left and gone, right?
Oh, yes, my goodness.
The hamburger that we did Monday is gone, but that was a fun one. We did this today.
We mail out on Wednesdays.
We mail out on Wednesdays. So, listen, we'll see you next Monday. Join us,
5:30 Central Time?
Yeah, Mondays, 5:30 Central Time. See you then, guys.
Is that when we're going to be back again?
Monday.
Monday?
Bye.
Bye.